Thank you for clicking on my video. Hope you're going to watch it as well. This video is a second part video where I talk about Roger Federer's prime from 2004 to 2007 season. In this video it's going to be about 2006 season. 2006 season by almost all accounts was Federer's most successful one. Record of 92-5, 3 out of 4 Grand Slams and 4 Masters titles reflect that. He began season again in Doha, winning it without dropping a set. After a disappointing 2005 semi-final loss to Safin, 2006 season Federer went back to his winning ways in Australia. Players like Haas, Davydenko and Kiefer, even though tough opponents, were at the end no match for world number one. Final was against exciting up-and-coming player Marcos Baghdatis, who on his own way to the final beat Ljubicic and Albandian. First two sets were competitive and very close, with both players winning one set apiece 7-5. Third and fourth set were a different story, typical story for Federer. Absolute domination and control, 6-love, 6-2. When somebody mentions Nadal beating Federer, especially in early stages of their rivalry, their mind immediately goes to clay courts. But in early March of 2006, that happened on hard court as well. Federer lost in Dubai, first time since 2002. 6-2, 4-6, 4-6 in little less than 2 hours. After that, Federer won the Sunshine Doubles, beating Blake in Indian Wells and Ljubicic in Miami final, both in straight sets. What happened in the next 2 months established Nadal as a king of clay. Federer and Nadal played in the finals of Monte Carlo, Rome and Roland Garros, and Federer lost all 3 of those matches. Monte Carlo was an easy 4-set win for Nadal, but Rome final was a heartbreaking loss for Federer. In a little over 5 hours, Federer lost 7-6, 6-7, 4-6, 6-2, 6-7. 2006 Roland Garros final started very well for Federer. He won the first set 6-1, but winning surge was not long-lived. Nadal immediately countered, winning the second set 6-1. After that, Federer seemed like he lost his determination. He wasn't sure how to play the match. Nadal's ability to cover the court, absorb Federer's attacks, and hit forehand winners completely broke down Federer, and the match was finished 6-1, 1-6, 4-6, 6-7. Impression after that final was, even though Roland Garros was a very positive thing for Federer, he still did not figure out how to play against Nadal on clay. In Halle, Federer had 3 close 3-sets victories, including quarterfinal against Oliver Rocus, saving 2 match points and winning the second set on the 3rd set point. In the final, he beat Berdych 6-love, 6-7, 6-2. With that win in Gary Weber Open in Halle, he tied Borg's record of 41 consecutive wins on grass, although Borg got those wins only in Wimbledon as opposed to Federer, who got those wins in Halle and Wimbledon. Federer got to the finals of Wimbledon playing his best tennis. Every time any opponent saw a glimmer of hope, Federer would shut that down. That resulted that players like Gasquet, Henman, Mahut, Berdych, Ancic, Bjorkman combined did not win a single set against world number one. In the final, Federer played against Rafael Nadal. Historic breakthrough for a Spanish player to reach Wimbledon final, more than anything because Spanish players famously had aversion towards the cross-court tournaments. Something like European clay is no place for American. Federer completely dominated the first set 6-love. In the second, Nadal played better tennis and showed that he has found his rhythm in that final, but Federer won the second set as well, 7-5 in the tiebreak. And at this point, even though Nadal took the third set 7-2 in the tiebreak, comeback was a very hard task for a Spaniard. Fourth set 6-3 for Federer and 4th Wimbledon in a row for the Swiss master. Canadian Masters tournament was another trophy in Federer's trophy cabinet, playing against top 50 players on his way to the final and beating Richard Gasquet, ranked 51st, in a final 2-6, 6-3, 6-2. But every once in a while, perfect conditions come together and unlikely happens, or maybe more likely than we realize. Something like that happened in Cincinnati. It was a mixture of Federer having a bad day and what I would like to call preview of greatness, or POG in short. Preview of greatness is a situation where a young, talented player who still cannot grow his own beard beats well-established top player. Those are one of the early signs that a player has a lot of potential and that he might be destined for bigger things that include things like multiple Grand Slams or number one. On 16th of August, Federer lost to one of those pogs, 7-5, 6-4, and that young man's name was Andy Murray. You see, I proved my theory with one player.
Pretty cool, right?
Throughout 2005 and 2006, it was clear that a rivalry between Federer and Nadal was a thing of the start to mid-season. After clay court season and Wimbledon, Nadal started to slow down, and his performance in Canada and Cincinnati suggested that spot in the finals at US Open 2006 will be taken by somebody else. And it was, by Andy Roddick. America just received his boost of confidence by winning Cincinnati Masters, his first Masters title since Miami of 2004. On his way to the final, Federer beat players like Blake in quarterfinals and always difficult but somehow never manages to win a set against Federer, Russian Davydenko. US Open final was set. American sports media was very excited about this final, especially since they were counting Roddick's Grand Slam titles and they were still at number 1.
And he's done it! Grand Slam number 1!
Match was developing more or less equally, with first 2 sets went to each player. First set, Federer won 6-2. Second set, Roddick wins 6-4. But in a retrospective, everything was decided in a third set, just like the final previous year. Roddick and Federer played series of very close games, with one of which saw 4 deuces. Roddick was playing and moving around the court with more energy and confidence, so naturally Federer said, "We can't have that." And in the 12th game of the third set, he broke Roddick to take the set. And after that, any kind of good energy and confidence that Roddick had was crushed, and Federer was unstoppable. Federer dominated the fourth set, winning it 6-1. With that final result, 6-2, 4-6, 7-5, 6-1, Federer won the US Open and completed his second season of winning 3 out of 4 Grand Slams. Tokyo, Masters in Madrid, Basel, and Tennis Masters Cup were the last tournaments of the season Federer played, and he won all of them. He had 20 wins in that stretch, plus 7 from US Open. That is 27-0 record for the end of the season. He also finally won the tournament in hometown Basel. In Tennis Masters Cup, Federer beat Nalbandian, Roddick, Ljubicic, and Nadal in the semifinals. In a group stage, Roddick had 3 match points, 2 consecutive in a tiebreak of the second set, but we already established that Roddick must have done something despicable in his previous life. Semi-final clash between Federer and Nadal brought a little bit of balance to their rivalry. After 3 matches on clay that season, for the second time they played on hard court, and Federer won 6-4, 7-5. It wasn't their best match, but it showed how on point and focused Federer was through the entire season, while Nadal was still learning to manage the entire season. Final was from start to finish phenomenal, 6-love, 6-3, 6-4 against James Blake.